I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Hi. Good morning. Greetings and salutations. Coming up on the show today. Are you guys ready for this? Karoline Leavitt. She slays. Mock wanted to inject her in her veins yesterday.
I did. I wanted it. I wanted her entire presser just injected into like major arteries.
Right. Okay, so we're talking about that. Also, Jim Acosta's new venture. I know you guys are very excited to hear about that. And a fat rapper sues Lyft. She's very fat.
She's super fat. She needs a fork lift, not just a lift.
That's right. All that and so much more. Dramatic pause. You guys can check us out on all of our things, all of the socials, all of the places, all of the chick locations, chicksontheright.com/links. Please do it. Also, click subscribe. If you haven't done that, I don't know what I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to do with you. Click subscribe.
You've given up.
Do it. It's right. Mock is going to start crying if you don't click subscribe. Okay.
I might.
So please do that. Also, you guys, we have a really great insider that is a full service. She's a full service CPA firm. That would be Mendy Owens. She's just a great gal. She's at debitsandcredits.com. If you guys are thinking about taxes, which
it's time
thinking about taxes.
I know, like all the stuff's coming in the mail, and I'm like, oh gosh.
Anyways, you can get $50 off your first tax return with the code CHICKS50 with her. Plus, use code CHICKS75 to save $75 off the first year and every year after that. She is the person to do your taxes and really all things CPA related. She's the chick. So Mendy can handle all that for you. Debitsandcredits.com. Do it.
Debits credits.
I'm sorry. Debits credits.
It's not it's
that's right. That's
just
right.
Make sure you put it in there correctly.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right, you guys, this is the last later show of the week. So Thursday, Friday, it's going to be 8:15 Eastern, both days. Okay. I saw a lot of people in the chat very early going, I don't understand what's happening. Why are they late? What's going on?
We've explained this 18 times this Sunday.
We have. And so then came Brenda, who said, do you guys not watch the show?
Brenda.
Because if you did, you would know exactly what's going on this week and you would know the times of every show. And I was like, thank you, Brenda.
Yeah, Brenda. Props to Brenda.
Props to Brenda, man.
Got my back this week. If I make it through this week, it's going to be a Christmas miracle. All right. If I make it through without just killing somebody, it's going to be... It's been a week, you guys. It's been a week.
Yeah, I don't know how it's confusing because we have it on every social media platform, the times for the week.
That's right.
And we've talked about it in every single show.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting a little annoying about it. It's getting a little annoying. My husband's doing great. Thank you for asking. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. He's doing great. He's walking. We got outside. We spent time with the cows yesterday. I'm a drill sergeant, man. I'm making him do the things. You do not want to live with me if you've had surgery. All right. Because I make you do the things.
Okay? She's so desperate for him to drive.
I am so desperate for him to get up and start doing some chores. Okay.
He's probably walking better than I am. And he had surgery way recently.
He is actually. So yeah.
I still can't walk. But that's a whole other story for a whole other day. Let's get to some news. Let's get to some news, shall we? Right now, I think RFK is doing the hearings. So those have started today. We're obviously going to cover those tomorrow. We can't do it today because it's in progress. And so we're going to cover lots of stuff from yesterday to get you caught up. And then tomorrow, of course, we'll be giving you all the highlights from the RFK hearings. There was another confirmation yesterday, and that was Sean Duffy, who was confirmed as the Secretary of Transportation, thereby relieving Pete Buttigieg of his services.
What a vast improvement this is going to be, right?
So much better.
And look how sweet he is.
I know. I mean, his pick, like, look at the contrast. Donald Trump is like, he means business. And Sean's like, hi.
He's like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? I've got 9 kids. Look, hi. I'm such a happy guy. Look how sweet. He's just so
I know.
Sweet,
he looks so sweet and innocent.
I was on, wasn't he on Road Rules? Was it Road Rules?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, Real World.
Real World?
Yeah, Real World.
They were so cute.
They
are so
cute. They're precious. They're completely precious. But it is a very different look for an official photograph than Donald Trump's. Yep. And it's also different than Pete Hegseth's, whose photo came out yesterday or the day before. He also did the Donald Trump mean glare. And I like it. I like it a lot.
I do too. It's good. It's a good look.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that he has like a 3 American flag rule. Like he wears 3 pieces of American swag when he goes out. I saw that on Twitter, and he like will show, like, I bet you right now he's got like in his little lapel, he's got an American flag, and then he's probably got like, I don't know, a pin somewhere.
Or like a belt buckle. Like he's got like one of those giant America belt buckles.
And he has American socks on. So he wears like 3 pieces of, it's like pieces of flair, but in his case, it's American gear, American stuff.
I love
American
that.
swag. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
By the way, it's going to be a long show today. I know for a fact it's going to be a long show today. I know I've been predicting, but for real, it's going to be long because we have so much good stuff to do.
Everybody get your coffee and settle in.
Also, another official White House photo came out, not yesterday, but the day before. And I forgot to mention it yesterday. And it was Melania. I have mixed feelings about it, you guys. She's stunning and gorgeous always, but I feel like they over photoshopped her.
You do?
Like
you think
yeah, she doesn't need it. She doesn't need to be smoothed out to the extent that they smoothed her. She is perfect already.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
I can see what you're talking about here, that they probably over photoshopped a little bit here. Plus,
it's
why
black done?
Why do they do black and white? Why do they have to do the black and white? It's so,
maybe that was her choice. I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's a great photo though. I like it.
It is. I just don't know why it's so smoothed out. Like she does not need all of the smoothing. She's perfect.
Again, though, vast improvement from Joe
Biden.
Oh
my God. Oh my God.
Hello
is right. Yes. Yeah, without question, it is a humongous improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to remind everybody really quickly about Daily Wire and why it's such a good idea for you to get the Daily Wire Plus subscription. You're probably consuming content from all of their talent already. Like if you're watching any Ben Shapiro podcasts or Matt Walsh or Andrew Klavan, you're probably already consuming a lot of their stuff anyway, but you're not getting the exclusive content. And it's a lot. Like when we first signed up for Daily Wire Plus, this was like, what, 3 years ago? I think
years ago. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had no idea how much of their individual podcasts, there's extra content every single time they release an episode. And it's all for Daily Wire Plus subscribers. So if you're not a Plus subscriber, you're missing out on some of the best stuff. And in addition to Jordan Peterson's whole Mastering Life series, he's now doing the Gospels series, which is really, really cool. He talks to all kinds of different like scholars from different faith backgrounds to like explore the Gospels from all different kinds of angles. Of course, they do their amazing movies like Am I Racist? They'll stream those. You get so much extra goodness when you do the Daily Wire Plus subscription. Plus, they've got the Bent Key, which is the kids' entertainment, which takes all the ideology out of the program and just entertains your kids, which is a really nice change. So if you want to check it out, just go to getdwplus.com/chicks. And when you use code chicks30, chicks30, you will save 30% off of your Daily Wire Plus subscription. So now's a great time to sign up. Why not like support the people whose ideology you support. You know what I mean? They're doing all the good things. Get dwplus.com/chicks do it. Speaking of nominees and appointees for the cabinet, there was an incident yesterday, unfortunately. Apparently, there was some idiot who got arrested at the U.S. Capitol with Molotov cocktails on Monday, not yesterday, trying to kill the new Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, in addition to Pete Hegseth and House Speaker Mike Johnson. So they're not safe. Okay. Like this is they need to be protected at all costs. All of these people. Cause there are some crazy whack jobs out there.
He was trying to kill them with Molotov cocktails.
Yes. That was his intent. These are crazy people.
Yeah,
so
okay. He's okay. Again, a couple sandwiches short of a picnic.
Yes, indeed. Also, there's going to be an open Democrat Senate seat happening in 2026. Gary Peters is not running for re-election. This is kind of a big deal because normally incumbents easily win re-election. They've got the name recognition and all of that. So this offers an opportunity for a Republican to run against, a new Democrat, which was great news until we discovered that there is somebody that's looking for the seat, and it is none other than this clown, Pete Buttigieg.
This guy will just not go away.
He will not go away.
Yeah,
he will not.
It's like Beto,
Yeah,
he's like Beto,
and I can't decide what's worse. Like if he replaced Whitmer or if he replaced this Democrat senator guy. Like both are bad. You know what I mean? Both are terrible.
Just terrible. I mean, he's just the most incompetent boob.
Yeah.
He just keeps running, and they keep going, oh yeah, he's great. He's great at what he does. No, he's
not. But I guess it would keep him out of a running for president. Maybe that would be the one good thing. The silver lining. Yeah. So that's happening. Also, as RFK Jr. begins his testimony in the hearings today, he has the most obnoxious family members ever who are doing their damnedest to try to tear him down. So Karoline Kennedy, who is his cousin. Yeah. Because she's the daughter of JFK. Mm-hmm. So she's been doing interviews. She wrote this letter that she read out loud saying that RFK is a predator whose victims have ranged from family members to the parents of sick kids. She's just the way that some of the family goes after him says way more bad stuff about them than it does about him.
I feel like if all the Kennedys are against him, then he must be a good guy. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm the black sheep of my family. I totally identify with RFK Jr. I do. Like, I look at this because his family, man, ew. They're just, seriously, I feel like that's like, she even brought up in the long diatribe that if you guys watched it, because we're not going to play it, obviously. But at the very end, she brought up Uncle Teddy,
Really? Yeah. Oh my God.
As if he was some sort of guy that we are supposed to respect. Seriously. Come on.
Well, and then just to prove how awful a lot of their family members are, the guy that is who's the young guy that everybody's like, oh my God, he's so hot. He's going to be president someday.
It's her son. Yeah.
Her son. Okay.
That's her son. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, and she has the same spasmodic dysphonia disorder as RFK does, like the voice issue, right? This clown decided to make a mockery of RFK by like making fun of his voice. And I was like, seriously, your mom has the same freaking thing.
Hey everybody, I'm trying to figure out the right present to get Donald Trump for the inauguration. So I found a really rare animal and killed it. And I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah,
wow.
I don't think she has it as bad. But if she had, and that guy, I think they're trying to make him out to be a JFK Jr. And he is not a JFK Jr. at all. Like they're trying.
He is not.
And I think with that family, there's jealousy. There are financial interests they're trying to protect. There's like the inability to do what RFK Jr. does. And that is step away from that the umbrella of the family. They just, you know what I mean? They have the safety of like that family name, and they think that the family name actually still means something. We don't give a shit. You know what I mean? There's a
We're
lot
not
of
into your dynasty anymore. Okay.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your stupid dynasty. And he actually had the balls to step away from it and be like, I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to step away from it. I'm going to do what's right. And I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to be the black sheep. And I'm going to do what I feel is right and go against the family name. And it obviously it ticked them off.
Yeah.
You know? And it took courage to do that. I applaud him for that. I really do. And so, you know, his family hates him for obvious reasons.
Yeah. It'll be really interesting to see, because the thing about the hearings is so much of what he knows to be true about vaccines, his take on vaccines, is so misrepresented and mischaracterized.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the way that these hearings are set up, it allows these senators to go for 5 minutes accusing him of things, and then he barely gets time to answer questions with the amount of meat that he needs to answer them with, right? Like, it takes a while, because when you listen to him in long form interviews, he's really, really knowledgeable and he makes so much sense. But in these sound bites, which is all they're after today, he will not get a chance to explain what they need to be explained.
Right.
And that I'm worried about already. Like,
and
I'm pre-worried.
I find the angle of the, you know, he's feeding mice to hawks, and he's feeding, you know, small game to hawks. Like she was calling him a predator and saying like somehow he's a horrible guy because he was feeding like dead animals to hawks, is basically what he was saying. I mean, I find that line of, I just, it's weird.
That's a reach. That's a huge
yeah,
reach.
it's a huge reach, you know, and it's like, okay, now do Fauci and the Beagles. You know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What is that?
You really want to go there?
Are you going to go there? Like, that's the thing. Are you going to do that? Because where does that stop? And he actually, if he's like into falconry and all that kind of stuff, what is he going to feed him? You know, it's like somebody that has snakes. What are you going to feed him? I mean, I just think that is it was a really low ball thing to do.
That's like a PETA move.
Yeah. She shouldn't have done that. It was classless.
It just makes her look even dumber. You know what I mean? It just makes her look worse.
Very, very classless. But I would expect nothing more from a Kennedy.
Yeah. Can I be mean?
Absolutely. We're your huckleberries.
So, okay, I think you're about to see like a 2-second video of Kristi Noem, who was she was in New York City, like with Tom Homan yesterday, busting illegals, which great. I'm all for it. No problem. And she had on the police vest and like, you know, she's a badass. I'm not questioning her badassery at all. But to be like in full makeup and perfect extensions for that just seemed really odd to me. And so there's like a little video of her going, we're getting the dirt bags off the street. Here is that tiny, tiny video. This morning, we are getting the dirt bags off these streets. So that was how she looked when she was all in her getup, right? And I think she's a great pick for DHS secretary. I have no problems with that. She's a badass. She's going to be great in the role. I just want to make that clear. But then I saw a tweet from someone who showed a before and after picture of her before she had whatever it is that she had done to her face. And I had forgotten, and I think she has forgotten what she used to look like. So first I'll show this picture of her and her husband, very good looking couple. This is pre all the work. Okay. So look at how gorgeous of a couple they are.
Yeah. Beautiful couple.
Gorgeous. But then you guys, look at the difference here.
Yeah.
I mean, that is unbelievable. Now, if you're listening and not watching, it's at the 19-minute mark that you'll see this photo of what she looked like before the things that she did.
Yeah. She was really pretty before.
What?
Why do any women do this? I don't know why people do this. I don't get it.
This is not okay, you guys.
I know. And people will get so mad at us for even pointing this out because she's on our side of the aisle. They'll be like, you guys are bitches.
Well, I asked if I could be mean.
I know. And this is the thing. And I always will be your huckleberry. I'm always going to say yes. Always. That's what we do. But that's the thing. I just don't. We are all about like, just keep it real, man. Like, why not?
There's no reason. There's no reason to have done this. She was gorgeous.
And I have daughters. I got daughters. I want my daughters to be able to go, okay, you know what? I'm going to age like a normal human being and not have to live up to some, like I have to go in and get crap out. I just, she was beautiful.
She was absolutely stunning. There was no reason for this. And I
agree.
I just hate it. And I just think it sends a terrible message. And I'll be done.
I think it does too. And I agree. And there are a lot of 20 and 30-year-olds out there that feel like they got to do this crap. And it's senseless. I agree.
It's yikes.
Yep.
But speaking of the border and how much better it is already, some stats came out just yesterday. Incredible. U.S. border encounters have plunged almost 93% during Trump's first week. That's freaking amazing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, right? It is amazing.
What? And so Biden was like, oh, my hands are tied. I need Congress to act. Bullshit. You did not.
Exactly. It's also that peace through strength stuff. It's internal too. It's not just with, it's not just with other countries. Well, I mean, this also applies to other countries when you're talking about, illegal immigration too. But like, they're like, well, I guess we're not going to bust through their border because this guy means business.
Yeah.
Daddy's home.
America's back, baby.
Totally.
Speaking of daddy being home, he also has done another executive order about not having the government in any way sponsor, promote, fund gender affirming care for minors, which is really, 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 really good. There was also a very interesting memo that came out to the Office of Management and Budget. OMB, is that what the M stands for, is management and budget? I think that's right. Because you know how he wants like all the employees of federal agencies to start coming to the office now. Right. So in anticipation of the absolute meltdown that people are going to have about that, there was a memo released, and I'm not going to include it because it's pages and pages long, but there's like a full buyout memo where they are offering all of the federal employees a chance to simply reply to the email that they got with the forms and just say resign in the subject line, and they will get 8 months of pay.
Wow.
Which is a really nice severance.
Oh my gosh, that's so generous.
Yeah. So they have 8 months to get paid and find another job and work at home if they want to, but it won't be for OPM. Which that's Office of Personnel and Management. I had it wrong.
You guys, 8 months is amazing.
Oh my God. It's really, really good. But they want them in the office. So
that's incredibly generous. I feel like if you want to go find another job, 8 months is plenty of time for you to go find another job. You're welcome for the 8 month severance.
Right? Because it's on us. We're paying for that.
We're paying for you to do jack squat and go find another job. I feel like that's incredibly lovely of us. You're welcome.
Yay, us. Look at us go. Mm-hmm. Also, there was a inauguration party that was hosted by CJ Pearson, and New York Magazine decided to cover it in the most ridiculous way. They posted on their cover between the white lines. If you're looking at the screen right now, the cover was between the white lines, where they complained in this article that this party was mostly white, that there was almost everyone is white, they said. And it's because when you actually look at the entire photograph, they cropped out a bunch of black people who were there.
They did. Of course.
They didn't mention that it was freaking hosted by a black man. And Xavier DeRusso was there. There were all kinds of influencers there that were all kinds of diverse. And yet New York Magazine just chooses to make up absolute nonsense and treat it as fact. There's such garbage. Absolute garbage.
And look at the headline. The Cruel Kids table. Almost ridiculous. Everyone is white. Can you even believe this crap? They will not stop. They will not stop with the race bullshit. They won't.
They don't learn.
And right. They don't. And that's fine. Keep on not learning.
Right.
You losers. Just keep on not learning. And then meanwhile, all of us out here who are all different colors and all different flavors are going to keep on winning.
Mm-hmm. And I'm fine with it. If they want to keep being this stupid, by all means, just keep it up.
I mean, it's like, I think the most preposterous thing that I heard the other day was it on The View where they were talking about how he's going to ban interracial marriage?
Oh my God.
Have you guys heard that?
He's probably going to round them up and put them in camps. Anybody who's interracially married.
If you believe that, just stop engaging like in everyday life. Just stop it. Stop talking to people. Like there's no place for you in political discourse. If you actually believe that Donald Trump is going to ban interracial marriage, stop.
It's just so dumb. It's so dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And so too are a lot of fad fake diets that people have tried to lose weight. There are so many bad ones out there, so many ridiculous things that people will fall for. And we trust the folks at Brickhouse Nutrition, the people that we have had Field of Greens from forever. We've talked about Field of Greens forever. The same people have developed a smart way to lose weight. Now, this is not if you're just looking to lose, a little bit of overdoing it at Christmas weight. It's not for that. It's if you want to lose a moderate amount of weight, but you are afraid, with good reason, of doing the injections, which obviously come with all kinds of side effects. If you're looking for a way to lose weight the smarter way, Lean was created by a doctor and university researcher, and it works similarly to the way that the shots work. In other words, it helps you maintain a healthy blood sugar. It helps control your appetite and your cravings, but it doesn't come with the same kinds of risks and side effects. So if you're interested, make sure to visit takelean.com. And if it's something that you think would be right for you, you can use code CHICKS20, CHICKS20 for 20% off your first order. It's takelean.com. Again, it's from our friends at Brickhouse Nutrition, who we trust. Takelean.com. Chicks20 is the code. Remember how Cardi B was one of the people that Kamala thought, this is a great person to have out and about endorsing me publicly. Right. Here's what she tweeted the other day. She got her butt crack pierced.
Gosh, yeah. I know it is surprising that she didn't get Kamala elected, right?
How didn't this work? I don't know.
I mean, she's a mental giant, you guys.
Oh my God.
Intellectual powerhouse, that one.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how that works, nor do I want to.
I don't want to either. Now I've got like something painful in my brain. I don't want to I need it to be filed someplace else.
Just take that file out and delete it. Just
burn it.
That file
I need to burn it. Mm-hmm.
All right. I think it's been a hot minute since we talked about Candace Owens and her big expose about Brigitte Macron that she's been working on for months now. And it was a couple weeks, I think, ago where we talked about the fact that Macron was threatening her with legal action, which I don't even think he can do because we're like in a whole separate country where we have different rights. But he's all mad that she was planning to do this big expose on the fact that Brigitte Macron, she believes, is a man. And so she posted yesterday, because this expose comes out this Friday. And so she's been teasing it. And she posted a clip from a podcast with Andrew Schultz talking about how scary it is for anybody to be called out by Candace Owens. And she used that clip as a way to promote her upcoming expose. And here is the clip that she posted.
50 Cent Candace gets a hold of you. Yeah, any one of them, you're done.
50 or Candace, you don't want no problems, bro. I know Candace tweeted a little video of us saying we don't want no problems. Yeah. Just the fact that she tweeted a video of us, I was like,
you get the notification.
I said, done. No, not Candace, not Candace.
Listen, Macron, America is not France, and let me tell you, the South of America is especially not France. And I know that your real fear is that the English-speaking world has not been aware of what's going on in France. And now the English-speaking world is very much going to be aware of what's going on in France, and they're going to be shocked. And how it even loops in Trump and the raid at Mar-a-Lago and the alleged files that were found on your quote-unquote sex life, as reported in The Guardian, that caused a transatlantic panic. Wow, how about a transatlantic? What could it possibly be? We're going to get to the bottom of that.
Nah, Candace, you got to play around with. Don't play around with Candace. You don't play around with 50 Cent.
So that's coming out. And
I love how she uses like the Halloween music during all of that.
I know, right?
God, it's so ominous.
So she said also that Emmanuel Macron sent a server processor to her door in Tennessee, where her kids live, and that may go down as the worst political advice acted upon by a sitting president in human history. She means business. And I gotta say, as much as I dislike her as of late, I am very curious about this expose.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious too, and I gotta say too that if she didn't have dirt on the guy, like, let's just put it this way: if it were not true, a lot of the stuff that she were saying is not true. Don't you think he would have provided evidence to the contrary?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's an easy thing to disprove.
Yeah. It's very easy.
They just won't.
Just like, here are some pictures of her growing up. Here are pictures of her when she was itty bitty. Here's like, I feel like this is easy stuff to disprove. Don't you think?
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is a thing that is happening on Friday, if you're interested. Yesterday, we mentioned there's a lot of things that we're going to have follow up on from yesterday. And so we're going to start right now with Jim Acosta, the reason for my name today. And yesterday there was all kinds of speculation. He's going to quit. He's going to quit CNN because he doesn't want to do the midnight time slot. You know, he was at 10 a.m., which was like primo, and they offered him midnight and he was like, absolutely not. So he quit. And here he is announcing that on his final show.
I just wanted to end today's show by thanking all of the wonderful people who work behind the scenes at this network. You may have seen some reports about me and the show. And after giving all of this some careful consideration and weighing an alternative time slot CNN offered me, I've decided to move on. I am grateful to CNN for the nearly 18 years I've spent here doing the news. People often ask me if the highlight of my career at CNN was at the White House covering Donald Trump. Actually, no. That moment came here, when I covered former President Barack Obama's trip to Cuba in 2016 and had the chance to question the dictator there, Raul Castro, about the island's political prisoners. As the son of a Cuban refugee, I took home this lesson. It is never a good time to bow down to a tyrant. I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN, and I plan on doing all of that in the future. One final message. Don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to the fear. Hold on to the truth and to hope. Even if you have to get out your phone, record that message. I will not give in to the lies. I will not give in to the fear. Post it on your social media so people can hear from you too. I'll have more to say about my plans in the coming days, but until then, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. It has been an honor to be welcomed into your home for all these years. That's the news. Reporting from Washington, I'm Jim Acosta.
He's going to go on his own.
Right. So we have later in the day, he then made a personal announcement where he was much more cash about his next endeavor. And here it is. Oh, wait. Forgot about Trump's message about it. You guys read this out loud.
Wow, really good news. Jim Acosta, one of the worst and most dishonest reporters in journalistic history, a major sleazebag, has been relegated by CNN fake news to the midnight hour, Death Valley, because of extraordinarily bad ratings and no talent. Word is that he wants to quit, and that would be even better. Jim is a major loser who will fail no matter where he ends up. Good luck, Jim. God,
only Trump can.
I've just missed this. I've missed it so much. It's so great.
It's so perfect. Okay, so that was what Trump said. Then here is the personal message from from Jim Acosta about what he plans to do next.
Hey guys, it's Jim. And let me just say this, I've had quite the day. But as you could see earlier today, this was my last day at CNN. And I did want to jump on Substack Live here for a moment and say, welcome to my new venture. I'm going independent, at least for now. This is just the beginning, but I wanted to invite you to join me here on this platform as we talk about the day's news, talk about politics and so on. And I do want to, and just in case you missed my closing message earlier in the day, don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to fear. hold on to the truth and hope, and we'll keep this conversation going. Great to see all of you here. We'll talk some more soon.
Look at him go. He's that
So this
guy.
is it? He's going to do a Substack?
He's going to do a Substack. You know what he should do? He should learn to code. That's what he should really learn to do.
Oh my God.
Right.
So I thought that it would be fun to just have a little flashback since he's all into truth and like hope and not giving into fear.
Don't give
Let's
in.
just take a look at what he said on his show directed to Trump. This is journalism, what you're about to see, back in, I think, June of 2021.
You are not well, sir. You need to get over this. Same goes for the GOP. It's as if much of the Republican Party is trapped in a Jimmy Buffett tune. Wasting away again in Mar-a-Lagoville. Looking for that next election to assault. Some people claim that there is an orange man to blame,
Oh my God.
but I know it's my own damn fault.
Oh,
That's for real on a news program.
he did that on purpose with purpose. Wow.
I just could not believe when I saw that. I was like, is this for real?
It's for real.
It's so
God,
real.
And he was, and you know, we got off the air that night. He was like, that was great. Wasn't that great? I'm going to win a Pulitzer, you guys.
Yes, you know he thought so.
I'm going to win
he
a
did.
Pulitzer. Oh my God.
And then I guess somebody went to go check on the Substack, and he had the audacity to put this in the little bio section of his Substack. To President Trump and his allies, he wrote, "You may think you've silenced me, but guess again. The Jim Acosta show is coming soon." And I'm like, dude, you quit. No one silenced you. You freaking quit.
I know. And then he's like, he's like, stay tuned by subscribing right here. There's like 2 people that have subscribed. It's his parents. His parents are the only ones.
It just shows you that he relies on Trump to have any kind of
Exactly.
career.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, Trump is just like, you suck, dude. You totally suck. And he won. Like all these people were like, he's never going to get reelected again. He will never, ever be president again. And look who's president.
Yep.
Look who it is.
Sorry, not sorry.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to another story that we need some follow-up on. And that is that yesterday we played a clip from Charlemagne's radio show where he was talking to Vivek about Vivek leaving Doge. And so Vivek was clearing up the rumors that there was like a big falling out. And he was like, no, everything's fine. I've got other plans, and that's that. Well, I didn't know about this part of the interview when Charlemagne actually said, "I don't believe you," but that's what he said. So here's a little bit more of the conversation that is of interest. Why isn't it playing?
I don't know.
Oh,
Why is
I have to press play.
It's remarkable the amount of people that don't want to save money. Like that are just so dead set. He's just like, oh, you think Doge is going to fail? You know, Doge is just going to explode and fail. And I just don't understand the people whose brains automatically go there. It's an entity that is set up to save Americans money. You're one of those Americans, Charlemagne the God. Like, I don't know why. Why are you so... Like, why is it that your initial instinct, your primary instinct is to want it to fail? Mm-hmm. What the hell's wrong with these people? I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, and then we'll get to the whole federal spending pause freak out that happened yesterday a little bit later in the show. But that's another example of exactly what you're saying. Immediately people are like, oh my God, no, we can't save money. We've got to stop that.
What? So what is that?
It's incredible. It's absolutely.
It's like
it's incredible.
It's like going into a store and you seeing that there's a sale and being like, no. I want to pay full price.
Right.
I want to. Like, why would I want to pay sale price? I want to give you more of my money because I'm a freaking moron. These people are absolute idiots.
I know. It's true.
Oh my God.
Another story that we have follow up from yesterday, and we played at least one video that I can remember of, and there's a lot of these, and I think we said there's a lot of these videos going around of people who are like, if you are for deportations, you don't get to eat Mexican food anymore.
Yes.
Like the one we played yesterday, wasn't it somebody that was like, you don't even get to have Taco Bell?
Right.
So here is here's just one more of those videos, and then a response to all of these videos from a fellow over at News Nation, which was absolutely hilarious.
Hey, listen up, Chad, Brittany, Josh, Barbara, or whoever the hell voted for the Orange Man. These next 4 years, we don't want to see you consuming our products from Mexico. No Taco Tuesday, no margaritas, no guacamole, no quesadillas. Do not go to our beautiful beaches in Mexico. Oh, and no Caesar salad. Caesar salad was first invented in Tijuana, Mexico.
Okay, dude.
No tacos, no enchiladas, none of that for you.
Oh, yeah? What are you gonna do?
I know, right? What are you
going to
do?
my ham? I'm going to eat half
exactly.
this plate during the break. Maybe I'll call the ICE hotline. I don't know if I'll have enough time.
Exactly.
All kidding aside, it was actually really good taco. These people broke the law.
Right.
Yeah. I'll eat all the quesadillas that I want, and you can suck it. What? Like, no. It's like, what? No Caesar salad?
I just, why do they think that they can say, you know what,
Yeah.
you know what they need to see? They need to see the famous sign.
The famous sign. Don't tell me what to do.
Don't
you
tell
don't
me
get
what
to
to
tell me
do.
what to do. You don't get to tell me what to do. You know why? Because I didn't break the law. I'll eat whatever the hell I want because I didn't break the law.
That's right. And yesterday we also talked a lot. Was it yesterday that we talked about Selena and her big freak out and like the crying and all of that? So, and I know we played like a couple of videos making fun of her. There was also this still image meme that I died over. Like they got Baron holding his hand to his ear like you were saying.
What was that? What was that? What were you saying?
Oh my God.
She doubled down too. Like, and you know, the reason that we didn't talk about this angle yesterday, but it's all out there today. The reason that she took it down is because of her cosmetic line.
Oh my God.
That's
what
the
a
reason.
coward.
And everybody needs to know that. So if you participate or if you ever bought anything that's from Rare Beauty, which is her cosmetic line, that's the reason she took it down. She said she didn't want to alienate her customers. She still believes what she believes, right?
Right.
She just doesn't want to like suffer financially. She still wants to get I'm sure that's the thing. She's not going to really suffer financially, but that's the only reason she took it down is that she wants to continue to make money off of people like, you know, anybody that still buys Rare Beauty. She just wants to continue to make money off of people. What a scumbag. If you actually stand by what you're crying about, you would have kept it up.
Yep.
And you wouldn't have cared what people thought. So she's such a hag. What a
coward.
Soulless.
Total coward.
A total coward.
Yep. Another follow-up story, and that is this nonsense that continues to be a story, which is this idea that Elon Musk made a Nazi salute. If you are a person who believes that, you are so dumb. You're so dumb. Like there's just no fixing you. Tim Walz is one of those people, and he went on some news show yesterday to say, well, of course he did a Nazi salute. Of course he did, you guys. Here's Tim.
We spent 3 days, debating, having them trying to debate that President Musk gave a Nazi salute. Of course he did.
Really, let's just have a reminder of Tim doing the same freaking thing.
Okay. Timmy. God
and
bless
this was
them.
great because somebody suggested to Elon, I think it's time to sue Tim Walz and Rachel Maddow, who's also perpetuating this lie. The Nazi hoax has gone on long enough. And Elon said, good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
It is a good idea. And his mom also tweeted later saying, please do this because this is ridiculous. They cannot keep saying this about you. And I hope he does it. I really do.
God, I love Mae Musk. Do you guys have,
I know.
You guys know Mae Musk? She's such a class act. And I love that his mom has stepped in and said, "You don't get to say that about my baby boy." You don't get to do when a mom steps in and she's like, mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah. Go
yeah,
mom.
she's encouraging to sue, and I love it.
I would too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. And it turns out that there is actually a cure for the dumb of these people. I'm very, very excited to present it to you. Behold.
Are you afraid of being mistaken or outed as a white supremacist? Doctors say Americans accidentally make Nazi salutes 6 to 8 times a year. That's why we've made Shoulder Lock, the safe way to stop your arm from exceeding the crucial Sieg Heil threshold. Allow me to demonstrate. I'm going to think the most racist thing I can, but it looks like I'm patting a small child on the head or perhaps assessing the height of a penguin, not a Nazi salute. But don't take my word for it.
Thanks to Shoulder Lock, nobody knows my secret.
What if someone makes an ambiguous gesture which could be a Nazi salute? We prescribe Don't Assume It All. When you're on Don't Assume It All and there's ambiguity, you err on the side of basic human decency. Side effects may include friendship, calm Thanksgiving dinners, and sharing a country with people with whom you disagree. What if you have emotional problems and you don't have sufficient data to argue with people about politics on policy issues? Well, in that case, we recommend a glass of Shut the Fuck Up.
Totally. Absolutely.
So see, there's hope.
Yeah.
There's a cure.
You guys can find that on our Instagram too. I put that out there yesterday. So if you want to share it, you can share it from there.
There you go. You can share it from there. All right. We can't let a show go without talking about how awesome Tom Homan is. And he's dealing with the press in the way that Tom Homan deals with press. For example, some reporter came up to him and was like all crying crocodile tears about the treatment of the illegals. She's heard that people are mean to them on their flights home. And what does Tom Homan have to say about that? Well, here's what he said about it.
Treating migrants humanely. But there's been reports of them on planes with no water, complaining.
That's a bunch of crap.
What do you mean a bunch of crap?
ICE detention facilities have the highest detention standards in the industry.
It's a bunch of crap.
They don't have water with their gift cards that we've given them.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
It must be hard not to have Perrier with all the free shit that we've given them. Oh my God. It must be tough.
Well, and Letitia James and what's her name, Joy Reid, are also, they're just bitching about him nonstop. So Jesse Waters had him on the show to ask him if he had a response to either Joy or Letitia. And here is his response.
To rocks.
Because you're right. The numbers were all.
That cut off. Let me try to rewind it because you got to hear that whole thing.
Look at
You
it.
got to hear it.
Highest in industry.
James and Joy say you're reckless and you're just role playing for fun.
She's dumber than a box of rocks.
My favorite. That's mean to rocks, don't you think?
It is a little mean because rocks are great.
They are great. They serve a purpose. Whereas Joy.
Now, I know that you guys are used to us playing clips of Scott Jennings. And he does make an appearance in this clip. However, he is not the star of it. The star of this clip is Tim Pawlenty. Do you guys remember Tim Pawlenty? He was on the CNN panel refuting the idiotic made-up stats from, I forget her name, but one of the liberal panelists about border crossings. And he set her straight, and Scott was in the background just like loving it. So here is that moment.
You're right. The numbers were already down historically. They were less when Joe Biden was in office than when Trump was in office.
Oh my
so
God.
It's really all for show right now.
There's a couple of things that have been said that I think are inaccurate or out of context. One of which is the idea that it was just as good under Biden. That is patently false. Biden belatedly, at the end of his presidency, did some things through executive actions that the last 6 months made the numbers look better.
I didn't say it was just as good. I didn't say it was just as good under Biden.
I said the numbers were lower under Biden when Biden left than when Trump was in office. And that is a fact.
No, over four year to 4 year.
That is
Four
a
year
fact.
to 4 year.
When Biden left.
4 year to 4 year. Who had a better record?
When
The New York
Biden
Times.
left.
Let me let
Biden
hold
had
on,
a better
Maria, hold on. I want the governor.
The New York Times, which is no conservative publication, did investigative reporting not long ago that looked at the Biden administration and concluded that the number of illegal immigrants that President Biden led into this country was the largest number of illegal immigrants in the history of the country, bar none. New York Times. Beyond that, Beyond that, this point about Scott just raised, the American people are fed up with illegal immigration, and they're particularly fed up with people who are criminals and also fugitives from the law. Tom Homan may get to the point where he's in schools or hospitals. We'll see if criminals are hiding there. They're not there yet. And the idea that somehow this is offensive to go after rapists, murderers,
No one's
sex
saying
traffickers.
that that's offensive, Governor.
But now those numbers are
No
going to
one's
ramp up.
saying.
I'll just make a prediction to you. Trump will increase those numbers well beyond what you saw under Biden. And lastly, there's 1 million plus fugitives beyond the criminals who've already been adjudicated, have already had due process, that are in the United States. So once they get done with the gangbangers, the sex traffickers, the weapons merchants, the other folks who are involved in heinous crimes, then they can get to work on 1.2 million fugitives who've already been adjudicated and get them out of the country. And when they get that all done, maybe we can get around to some of the other ones.
He's right. Boom. I love that guy.
Yeah, that was good stuff, man.
It was great
We haven't
stuff.
seen him forever.
Yeah, and Scott was like, "It's so nice. I can take a break from these harpies. You know, I could just watch this other guy deal with all the harpies, screaming
Right.
at him. It was really nice. Like he got to just
He
take
had
a little bit of a
backup.
breather. Right? He was like, "You're my Huckleberry today. I really appreciate that, dude. It was really nice. Take a little bit of a break. Yeah, because I mean, my God, he's absolutely right. Like, why are they?" There's so much outrage over getting rid of criminals. I've just never seen anything like it in our country ever. It's crazy.
It's the same. It's the same about them not wanting to save money. It's like they just are so freaking masochistic. It makes no sense, but that's how they are.
It's
That's how
opposite
they
world.
are.
We're living in opposite world, an upside down opposite world.
Mm-hmm. Stephen Miller also tangled with Jake Tapper about this issue of raising, the raised price of eggs, how Trump promised he was going to, lower the price of eggs on day one. And look, now they're up and oh my God. And so Stephen Miller, who is always so good at just refuting any of this nonsense, he explained to Jake Tapper what's what right here.
Because one of the reasons that President Trump got elected, according to President Trump in an interview, I think it was with Kristen Welker of NBC, was because of grocery prices. Not the only reason, but a reason: high prices, inflation, especially at the grocery. The Department of Agriculture says that between 2020 and 2022, 42% of crop workers were undocumented immigrants. And in many cases, as you know, these migrants do jobs many Americans do not want to do. So how does President Trump make sure that the effort to deport people who are not in this country legally doesn't end up hurting Americans who want safe borders, absolutely, but also don't want to see even more higher prices in groceries?
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's not your position, Jake. You're just asking the question that we should supply America's food with exploitative illegal alien labor. I obviously don't think that's what you're implying. Only 1% of alien workers in the entire country work in agriculture. The top destination for illegal aliens are large cities like New York, like Los Angeles, and small industrial towns, of course, all across the heartland, as we've seen with the Biden floods. None of those illegal aliens are doing farm work. Those 30,000 illegal aliens that Joe Biden dumped into Springfield.
I'm talking about the ones that are.
But I'm explaining this. It's important to understand.
No, you're kind of changing the subject. I mean, I'm talking about the ones.
I will give me 30 minutes. I'll go as deep as you want on this. I'm explaining to you and your audience.
I don't have a third. I'm talking about the ones that work in the agriculture industry.
I'm
you
explaining
can come back
to you
and we
your
can talk
audience.
about the ones in the cities. I swear.
I'll do the whole answer. The illegal aliens that Joe Biden brought into our country are not full stop doing farm work. They are not. The illegal aliens he brought in from Venezuela, from Haiti, from Nicaragua, they are not doing farm work. They are in our cities collecting welfare. As for the farmers, there is a guest worker program that President Trump supports. Over time as well, we will transition into automation, so we'll never have to have this conversation ever again. But there's no universe in which this nation is going to allow the previous president to flood our nation with millions and millions of illegal aliens who just get to stay here. And we are especially not going to allow a subset of those illegal aliens to rape and murder our citizens. So we are going to unapologetically enforce our immigration laws. And as I'm sure you will celebrate, we are going to unleash the power and might of the U.S. government to eradicate the presence of transnational threats on our soil.
So
he just looked like he was about to cry. Just his face. I'm sorry, that was the greatest. Jake, you ignorant slut. he just could not deal. He was like,
it was glorious.
But I can't. Oh, dang it. I lost. You could just
he
see
is
it,
no
honestly.
match for Stephen Miller. Very few people are. as a
Very
matter of fact.
few. Very few. Why would you have him on? Why would you do that, Jake? Big mistake. Huge.
So obviously there was a fantastic first appearance from Karoline Leavitt as press secretary yesterday, and we're going to play clips of that appearance out of order. So I'm just warning you now, these are going to kind of be all over the place because we want to stick with the border issue for just a moment. One of the most effective things that she did in her press briefing yesterday was to have pictures available of some of the criminals that have already been apprehended and deported. And so this I thought was so effective because to Sarah Haynes's point of The View yesterday, she was like, we don't know what these people did. Like, why don't we know anything about their crimes? So now you do, Sarah. This is directed to you.
23rd, ICE New York arrested a Turkish national for entry without inspection who is a known or suspected terrorist. On January 23rd, ICE San Francisco arrested a citizen of Mexico unlawfully present in the United States who has been convicted of continuous sexual abuse of a child aged 14 years or younger. ICE St. Paul has arrested a citizen of Honduras who was convicted of fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor. ICE Buffalo arrested a citizen of Ecuador who has been convicted of rape. ICE Boston arrested a citizen of the Dominican Republic who has a criminal conviction for second-degree murder. This criminal was convicted of murder for beating his pregnant wife to death in front of her 5-year-old son. And ICE St. Paul also arrested a citizen of Mexico who was convicted of possessing pornographic material of a minor on a work computer. These are the heinous individuals that this administration is removing from American communities every single day, and to the brave state and local law enforcement officers, CBP, and ICE agents who are helping in the facilitation of this deportation operation, President Trump has your back, and he is grateful for your hard work.
Yeah. And these are Selena's people, Mock, remember?
That's right.
These are
her
Selena's.
people.
These are the ones she's just crying over with the camera right in her face. Oh, God, these are my people.
Now let me add a filter.
Yeah, exactly. Hag.
Narcissistic coward is what she is. Karoline Leavitt is a freaking rock star.
Yeah, she is.
She didn't have a binder. She was there with like a few notes of paper, but she answered every question without needing to look through anything. She is a phenom. Like she's absolutely incredible.
And can I just point out, she is 27 years old. What were you doing at 27? I know what I was doing, and it wasn't that. I was not doing that, y'all. But she's 27, and the places she will go.
Oh my God. I mean, she's absolutely incredible. She did a phenomenal job. We'll obviously have some more clips of her to share. In fact, here's another about immigration where some reporter was like, well, I mean, are all the people that you're deporting even criminals? And here was her perfecto response.
Of the 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
Boom! There it is. Muck, who's writing me yesterday going, I want to inject her in my veins.
I am crazy about her.
I know.
I'm crazy about her.
She's just awesome. Everything about her is awesome. Flawless dismount.
Yeah. I mean, and we've had really, really fantastic press secretary, Kaylee McEnany, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Awesome. But she's different and she's better. And not throwing any shade at those ladies because they were phenomenal, but this was her first day, you guys. She was incredible.
Yeah,
and we'll have more from her.
It's going to be hard to top that. You know,
it's going to be hard to top it. There's also a clip, and we'll get back to Karoline in just a second. But first, you have to see this clip from a Mexican journalist who was on a podcast, hilariously worried about the fact that if Donald Trump does deport a whole bunch of Mexicans, they may not have the bandwidth to accept all of these people at once, you guys.
Oh, no.
She said this out loud without any irony at all.
They're worst. They all have a criminal record.
And welcome to the briefing
If they
room.
broke our nation's laws, yes, they are criminal.
Mexico cannot cope. Not sure any country can, but Mexico can't cope with like a sudden influx of millions of people. I mean,
oh, really?
As much as she wants to embrace them, to use her word, when they come back and make them feel welcome, it all sounds very nice when you're listening to it, but the reality of that is just completely unsustainable. A lot of these people have lived in the U.S. for decades. They have lives there. They have families. They're good standing citizens. So they're not in a position to just be deported and say like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to come back here and take a job making a fraction of what I used to make and go to my town where I don't have anything left, which is maybe it's been overrun by violence. I mean, it's unrealistic to think that that wouldn't lead to a crisis.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that going to lead to a crisis?
I just could not believe that was real, but that's real.
I mean, wow. It's just, there is just zero self-awareness.
Yeah.
With these countries, with these people. Let's just dump people in America. They'll deal with our shit.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
They'll
won't be a
just deal with
crisis.
it.
They can
let
deal with
America
it.
let America deal with it. There's no crisis there. Let them pay for all of it. Let the American taxpayer deal with it. And then when we're like, you know what? No, the bills come due, people. The bill has come due. And then Mexico's like, we can't handle that. Well, too bad. So sad. Because
that's unsustainable. Really?
Gosh. It's unreal. It's just unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, have you ever thought to ask the American taxpayer how we feel about that? Because we're telling you right now, we don't feel good about it.
It's not good. That's not where I want my money going.
We're sending them back. We're sending them back. It's time. Yeah.
Okay, back to Karoline, because I love her.
Yeah.
She started off the briefing making news, and it was specifically to address everyone's concerns about the freaking drones. What are the drones? Where are they from? What happened with them? Like, where did they come from? Are they from the enemy? Please explain what the drones are. Here is the answers.
After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. A statement from the President of the United States to start this briefing with some news. And with that, I will turn it over to questions.
Okay, so that was kind of weird.
It's weird because why didn't Biden just say that?
Yeah, precisely, Ma. Okay, so does that mean that we could have just shot him down? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, it means that they were authorized by the FAA to do their flying.
Yeah,
and
but
so no, we couldn't shoot him down.
But to do what?
Various things.
Yeah, what? I want to know what. I mean, this is the thing that's so disturbing to me because I just don't trust it. I don't trust it because it was Biden. I don't trust it because he didn't say that. He acted like it wasn't that. He didn't tell us what it was. There was no transparency. So I don't know. I'm surprised none of them got shot down.
But you do trust Trump that he looked into it and
I do.
This is what he discovered.
I do, but I still don't trust our government. Like, what were they doing? Maybe Trump wasn't given the truth is what happened. Exactly.
I hope that's not what happened.
Well, it's our government. It's our government doing what? What kind of information were they collecting? What were they doing?
Right.
I mean, listen, I don't trust why would I start now?
Well, because hopefully he has a team around him that has access to all the information and told him, listen, this is fine. We looked into it, all is well. And then probably Trump was like, why the hell didn't he just say that then? Why were they acting so cagey about it and making everybody terrified?
And can I have the information that they collected? I'd like to see it. What exactly did they collect? And will I have full transparency into all that information that was collected? And why? Why did they do that? Because at the time that they were collecting the information, he was running and they were in areas that he was in. So it just makes me, it's all sketch, man.
It's all pretty sketch, but I mean, you know, I guess at least for now, we have to trust that Trump's team is giving him correct information because he's picked his team. And so they have access to all the things. So I'm trying to trust it. And I'm just trying to focus the blame on Biden, who could have easily just said, hey, everybody, everything's fine.
And it just shows you, it just further solidifies how completely non-transparent the previous administration was.
Yep, absolutely. Back to the egg question, the egg price question. There was a reporter who said, hey, Donald Trump promised, you know, egg prices would get cheaper on day one. What's going on? This was such a perfect opportunity for Karoline to address the real reason that egg prices are out of control. Clip this out of our show and send it everywhere because this is the reason. And yes, of course, it's Biden's fault.
Thanks, Karoline. Just real quick, you mentioned the inflation executive order the president signed, but egg prices have skyrocketed since President Trump took office. So what specifically is he doing to lower those costs for Americans?
Really glad you brought this up because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country. We also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration. As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in this country, therefore a lack of egg supply, which is leading to the shortage. So I will leave you with this point. This is an example of why it's so incredibly important that the Senate moves swiftly to confirm all of President Trump's nominees, including his nominee for the United States Department of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who is already speaking with Kevin Hassett, who's leading the economic team here at the White House, on how we can address the egg shortage in this country. As for costs, I laid out the plethora of ways that President Trump has addressed saving costs for the American people over the past week. He looks forward to continuing doing that in the days ahead. Thank you guys so much.
It's all very, very interesting. And it is stuff that you didn't hear about in the previous administration, right? And why did they do that? Also, that clip is also available on our Instagram if you guys want to grab it there too.
Perfect. Yes, perfect. Because that's a good one. And, you know, there's all kinds of libs right now going, he promised day one. He promised day one. Broken promises. And I'm just like, seriously? This is... You just now are caring about the price of eggs. They've been high for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
My God. It's just so stupid. All right. The big story in the press room yesterday was, of course, this pause on federal spending. People lost their minds because instead of like listening to Karoline and actually reading the FAQ that went out about this pause, they just decided, a lot of Democrat senators and congresspeople I saw just decided to lie and fearmonger and tell everybody, you're losing Medicare, you're losing food stamps, you're losing welfare, you're losing everything because of this pause. It was all bullshit. And the memo laid it out very, very clearly. So Karoline tried to calm everyone down. It didn't work because all those people want to lie to their followers. But here is what she said about this whole pause.
The president's agenda, then the Office of Management and Budget will review those policies. I think this is a very responsible measure. Again, the past 4 years, we've seen the Biden administration spend money like drunken sailors. It's a big reason we've had an inflation crisis in this country. And it's incumbent upon this administration to make sure, again, that every penny is being accounted for honestly.
Why impose this pause with so little notice? Why not give organizations more time to plan for the fact that they are about to lose, in some cases, really crucial federal funding,
There
at
was-
least for a period of time.
There was notice. It was the executive order that the president signed. There's also a freeze on hiring, as you know, a regulatory freeze, and there's also a freeze on foreign aid. And this is, again, incredibly important to ensure that this administration is taking into consideration how hard the American people are working. And their tax dollars actually matter to this administration. You know, just during this pause, DOGE and OMB have actually found that there was $37 million that was about to go out the door to the World Health Organization, which is an organization, as you all know, that President Trump, with the swipe of his pen in that executive order, is no longer wants the United States to be a part of. So that wouldn't be in line with the president's agenda. DOGE and OMB also found that there was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money. So that's what this pause is focused on, being good stewards of tax dollars.
And so this doesn't
Jennifer.
affect Meals on
I mean, you guys.
Yeah.
50 million in condoms? Are you serious?
Yeah. I've read though that the condoms they use to fly explosives into Israel.
Right. That in
Yeah.
fact, that's a headline here. Condoms, kites, birthday balloons. These weapons could lead to real war. So they do. They pack because somebody did the math, and I think it was Jesse Waters who did the math that like per man in Gaza, it was like 1,000 condoms per man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's
is
not
insane.
It's not for sex. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what are we? Is it like a lot of goats are about to get pregnant in Gaza? What's happening here? You know what I mean? It's not what this is all about. It's like, but Biden was funding terrorism.
Yeah, essentially.
That's what he was doing. We were
Right.
funding terrorism essentially. So Trump was like,
Just
no,
not
we're
willfully.
not. Right. Exactly. We don't do a lot of things willfully. We do a
Right.
lot of things against our will. A lot. Planned Parenthood, anyone? You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, Trump was like, we're going to go ahead and not do that.
And she tried so hard to explain in that presser, this does not affect direct dollars or payments that go to people in need. This doesn't affect Social Security, Medicare, it doesn't affect all that. And people were like tweeting out storms, trying to, rile up everyone and fearmonger. And so Twitter was a crazy place yesterday afternoon. People were posting excerpts from the memo that went out saying, this does not shut down Medicaid. This does not shut down Social Security. Everyone needs to calm the freak down. Libs of TikTok, of course, also is trying to say, do not believe all the people that are spreading the lie that Trump paused SNAP or Medicaid benefits.
Right.
It was a lie.
Yeah,
and
totally.
then Stephen Miller also tweeted, welcome to the first dumb media hoax of 2025. OMB ordered a review of funding to NGOs, foreign governments, and large discretionary contracts. It explicitly excluded all aid and benefit programs. Left-wing media outright lied, and some people fell for the hoax.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be hysterical. The hysterical are going to be hysterical when they can be hysterical. You know?
Right.
They're going to do that.
And they're going to try to fearmonger as much as they
Totally.
possibly can. It's all they have is lies. That is all they have.
Right.
And so then back to Steve Miller with Jake Tapper, they also talked about this pause. And again, Stephen Miller sets Jake Tapper straight.
The choice here is simple. It is very simple, and I want to state it clearly.
Okay.
Either Donald Trump gets political control over this government and ends the waste, abuse, and fraud on the American people, or we let bureaucrats autopilot federal spending. If we hadn't stepped in, then billions more dollars, as an example, would have gone to left-wing NGOs that fund and resettle illegal aliens and are complicit, in many cases, in facilitating child trafficking.
Okay,
so
so
this
obviously,
administration will never, ever apologize for defending the American taxpayer.
Obviously, nobody's in favor of child trafficking.
He will not. He's just not
so
going to. Yeah, it's Jake.
And then wouldn't you know it, Letitia James and others decided to immediately sue because this is all they know how to do is use lawfare against President Trump. And so here was her announcement about the lawsuit that she was participating in along with other AGs.
Not only does this administration's new policy put people at risk, but it is plainly unconstitutional. The president does not get to decide which laws to enforce and for whom. When Congress dedicates funding for a program, the president cannot pull that funding on a whim. Later today, I am leading and joining with my colleagues, my fellow Democratic attorney generals, in suing this administration to stop this illegal freeze of essential funds for our state.
And unfortunately, it worked. So there was a judge who temporarily blocked the administration freeze. The block lasts until Monday. I don't know what happens between now and Monday, but the freeze is now lifted for a few days. So I guess we'll see what happens. But so stupid.
And it just makes you wonder why they rely so much on federal stuff. You know, like what's wrong with them that they rely so much on federal funding? You know.
And it's a 90-day pause anyway. It's not like this was terminated. They just wanted a chance to make sure, for example, they didn't send $50 million to Gaza for condoms.
Right.
This is reasonable stuff that they're trying to get a hold of.
Right. To fund terrorism, you schmucks. Like this is the thing. And what is wrong with you that you're relying so hard on like federal dollars? Maybe you need to get your books in order.
Right?
Yeah.
Lastly, just to put a cap on the whole Karoline Leavitt thing, she was absolutely phenomenal. The entire presser was amazing. She promised lots and lots of transparency, not just from herself, but also from Trump, who's already proven that he's up for answering reporter questions, like basically name the time and place and he will be there. So Jackie Heinrich, who was there, gave a behind the scenes look at what her feeling was about the whole.
Karoline Leavitt, the new White House press secretary, just did her first ever briefing from the podium, and a couple notable changes. She didn't have a binder with her, and yet was able to answer all of our questions on a range of topics. And she also called on everyone in these rows by name. So she really did her homework in terms of figuring out who it is that covers the White House, and they are also expanding that. These seats over here usually go to White House staffers. This administration is opening 2 of those seats to 2 newsletters. And they're also opening credentialing to anyone who reports on news, regardless of the medium. So you could be a TikTok content creator or a person who puts their information out on Instagram and have an opportunity to get access to what they're calling the new media seat. It was very busy in here. The sides of the room were just packed with people. It actually took me a while to get to my seat in the front row. So I expect it's going to be busy for the next 4 years and even busier now that they're expanding who it is that can cover this White House.
Yeah, we've applied. But we
not for us personally to be there, because I am not going to DC. Like I have zero interest.
I would love to go.
You would have to like be there all the time.
I don't want to go all the time. I just want to go. I want to be in the room at least one time. I want to go. I would go. I would totally volunteer as tribute. I would go. But I don't think we'll ever get in because we're too old, right? They don't want like old broads in there. I don't think.
I mean, they have old reporters.
But I would totally go. I'd love to. What a dream that would be to like be in that room one time and just ask a couple questions. I'd love to do it. I'd absolutely love to do that. That would be like a bucket list thing for me.
I know Bongino has applied. Lots of people have applied. I mean, how they're going to, like, it was already so busy of the people already credentialed.
Yeah.
There's probably only like 2 or 3 more opportunities for people.
I'd love to go. I'd absolutely love to go. Yeah, I would love it. I
don't want to go. I don't want to go to DC ever.
Oh God, I'd make you go with me. Come on, it'd be fun. We would dress up like Legally Blonde too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We'd just like waltz in there and like
be like, what? Like it's hard?
Like I'd make you say that, and then I'd ask the questions. You know what I mean? We would. It would be so fun. It would be so right, guys. It'd be so fun if we were in there.
I don't think we should hold our breath for this at all.
You guys, I won't hold my breath, but it would be what a bucket list thing. We've been doing this for so long. Like that would just be such a cherry on top of like a long career of doing this. We're not like the kind of chicks that we're not like the Turning Points and the Breitbarts. We're sort of like the tier below. But to be able to go into the White House and ask a couple questions, especially in this administration, that would be a cool thing for me. That would be really fun. And
it sounds like a lot of work.
It would be, it would be some work, but I mean, that would be so fun. Come on, it'd be so fun. It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
I mean, if for some crazy reason they actually credentialed us, I would go.
You would totally go with me. You know you would.
I would go. I'm just saying I won't be
Right.
disappointed if they don't.
I know. I won't either because we've not made a lot of other stuff, but I mean, like, that would be amazing. I think we're applying, aren't we? We're applying. Didn't we?
Yeah,
apply?
our team applied
like
on our
yeah,
behalf.
our team, but we're probably not going to make it, you guys. So don't get your hopes up, but it would be so great.
I mean, it would be interesting. That is for sure.
It'd be so great.
Okay, before we get to the discussion about the giant chick, the rapper person who's suing Lyft, just a couple of celebrity videos that I felt we needed to discuss. WTF is happening with Glenn Close. You guys, what is this?
The sun comes up, the sun goes down, and my hair is a symphony all its own. It's so beautiful, it takes my breath away.
She will not be ignored, Dan.
What was that?
I don't know. There was a whole other video of her that I saw that was like within the same time frame, right? Where she was talking about how we're living in dangerous times. You know, it's like and what is it with these people in the dangerous times? Like, why is it dangerous for us to want to take dangerous criminals off the streets? How is that dangerous? Like, because we're defending our sovereignty and we're taking illegals, dangerous criminals off the streets and sending them packing. Like, what is it? I don't understand. Like, what kind of a disconnect do you have to have where you think that is dangerous to take rapists and murderers and pedophiles and sex traffickers off the streets? What is that? Somebody's gonna have to explain that to me. Like, these people live in an alternate universe. She's one of those people. And I don't understand.
I don't know what we just saw. Like, I just don't
She's
know.
a lunatic. She's a loon. An absolute loon. It's like, do you remember that one scene in Fatal Attraction where she's sitting there and she's got the light switch and she keeps turning it on and turning it off? And she looks, that's her. That's where she's at. That's where she's at. Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Loon.
Also, second celebrity video. This was Martha Stewart for MAC. So she wears MAC makeup. And you guys, I know she's 83. Daisy and I are huge fans, especially after seeing her documentary on Netflix. She's amazing. But there are people that are very uncomfortable with how sexy she is in this video.
At 83. Really?
She is super hot, you guys. Like, I found myself going, I might be attracted to Martha Stewart. And then I was uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm not gay.
You're
What
like,
is even
I am
happening?
super straight and she's hot. Okay. I haven't seen
super hot. You have not seen this? Okay.
I
I'm
haven't
so
seen
glad.
it yet. I haven't seen it.
You guys, 83. Okay. 83.
Juicy, delicious. Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. What gets me in the nude? How about a strawberry, fresh picked from the garden? Best in the hot sun. Honey, golden amber.
Oh
Makes a
my
mess.
God.
Try eating one of these in a lily white bed. Can't do it.
She is another level.
I love the Glide. MAC lipsticks smell like vanilla. I'm Martha Stewart.
Oh my God. William the Texan thinks it's off-putting.
I'm sorry, but that was freaking hot.
William would not do her. That's what I'm getting the vibe that
Seriously?
William thinks it's off-putting.
I feel seduced.
Really? Do you feel seduced? Okay.
I do.
Okay. Some of the people
like,
in here.
I'm like, it's unwanted, but also not so unwanted.
Okay, listen, I did not feel seduced, but I do see, but she is a beautiful lady.
Oh my God.
For 83, like, you guys, I mean, 83.
Oh my God. She looks freaking gorgeous.
She has Jane Fonda's surgeon.
I think she's had a lot of stuff done.
You don't think? You think that's just good, like, Hampton living? Like,
I mean, I'm
that's
sure
what that
she's
is.
had some like minor things maybe,
Just
but I don't
minor?
think she's been pulled or,
Really?
you know what I mean? I don't think so.
That's remarkable. That is, it must be a pact with the devil or something. I don't know, but there's something happening there that is, it's good. Whatever it is, it's good.
It's good. People are saying
Yeah.
she has had work. I don't know. I mean, yes, she was a model. I don't know.
She
I don't know.
was. She's
And maybe there
always-
was some filtering. I'm just saying she owned being sexy in that video. There was, she was like, I'm going to be
Yep.
sexy and I'm not holding back. And like, she was good
she
at it.
doesn't. Yeah, she just doesn't care. Yeah.
Anyway, there's a lot of mixed feelings about it. A lot of people are very, very uncomfortable by it. They're like, put all of that away. But I
If you're
thought it was
80,
pretty awesome.
She doesn't care. Listen, once you get to be like 50, 55, you're give a crap. Like, you just don't care, right? You don't give any craps anymore. And she's 83. So she's way past that.
Oh my God. And she never gave a crap.
No.
Like she already never gave a crap.
She didn't give a crap in her 20s and 30s.
So she gives like negative crap now.
Yeah. She's on the negative scale of crap giving. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that was a must share.
It's Martha freaking Stewart, you guys. Martha freaking Stewart.
That's right. Okay, so we got to talk about this rapper. What is her name? She goes by Dank Damas.
Of course she
does. So she's 489 pounds, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
She ordered up a Lyft to go somewhere. And when the driver pulled up, I watched the whole exchange because she videotaped it, of course, because everybody videotapes everything. The driver pulled up and said, I'm sorry, but you're not going to fit in my car. She insisted to the driver that of course she would fit. And he was so kind, you guys, he was so kind to her, but he was firm. He was like, I'm sorry, you're just not going to fit. My tires are they're not going to make it. I mean, they're just not going to allow your level of wear and tear. They're just not. And so now she's suing for like bazillions of dollars. She's suing the whole company because this driver didn't want to mess up his car.
She doesn't get to do that. Listen, I saw that some compact cars can carry like 900-ish pounds. Okay. So I'm no engineer, but if you put half that in one, like over half of that in one part of the car, I feel like that could cause some issues.
Yes. I think
feel
this
like
is a totally reasonable thing for the driver to decide. I don't want that kind of wear and tear.
Right. And in addition, if I am a Lyft driver and I'm a Lyft driver and I just see some guy that creeps me out and I'm like, I don't want to drive you. I feel like I reserve the right to be like, I don't want to drive you. Now,
because he
granted,
immediately refunded her. It's not like she lost money. He was like, I'm refunding you right now. You can call another driver, but I'm out. And I think that should be his prerogative.
And I think he probably, it's not like he said a forklift would be more appropriate.
I mean, I said that.
You did. But are we getting past the whole morbidly obese is beautiful thing? Aren't we past that? Aren't we?
She is not. She's definitely feeling herself, as you'll see from a couple videos that we have.
She's
But
going to feel herself in a casket, Mock.
Right. But here's the news report about it, which also shows the lawyers that are helping her with this case, because this whole story is just beyond crazy. Here's the news story.
Blanding tells us she was just trying to get to a Detroit Lions watch party this month when her Lyft rolled up.
As I'm walking, I see him like making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
Believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. You know, I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was like my tires, you know, like.
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
You know what? I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. I get the money and flip it and make some food. Dank Damas, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
I just want them to know, like, It really hurt my feelings.
It looks like Lyft might be hurting pretty soon, too.
I knew it was illegal and I knew that it was wrong.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, you know, I don't want to have black people in my car, or I don't want to have Christians in my car, or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
The lawsuit is filed. Since she posted the encounter on social media, other full-figured folks have reached out saying the same thing happened to them.
And this is her. Like she owns her size and she's very happy with it. In fact, she even admits being a little bit delusional about how big she really is.
Like my body right now is like my mind don't know that I'm this big.
Yeah,
my mind does not know that I'm this big.
We can see that.
I be feeling like I can do everything. So when I walk in the gym, I feel like I'm fit. Or like if I'm trying to do certain shit, I feel like I could do it. And then I be like, damn, I can't do this shit. But in my head, I'm like, damn, I could do that. So I'm gonna walk over there. Shit, I be going in the gym in front of all those people, 500 pounds in shorts.
Yeah. Just because it comes in your size doesn't mean you should wear it. You know?
I mean, if her lawyer is right, and I have no reason to suspect that he's not
lawyer
right,
is an ambulance chaser, Mock.
but if it's correct that the law in Michigan includes obesity in protected classes, then she's probably going to win, which is crazy to me because you shouldn't, as a Lyft driver, put your vehicle at risk. You shouldn't have to be forced to put your vehicle at risk by driving someone that size.
Terrible precedent to set, too.
Yeah.
It's a terrible precedent. I cannot believe we're at this place.
I know.
It's like, wow. You don't have to have there's no personal responsibility here. None at all.
Yeah.
Zero. And you being 500 pounds is totally different than you like the guy comparing it to you being Christian or Muslim or black. Are you kidding me? Come on.
But it's in that same category of protected classes, which is crazy. It shouldn't be
at
like
all.
That's freaking crazy.
It
but
is crazy.
It might be. And so Lyft might be out, I don't know, what she's suing for like $400 million, $40 million. I forget.
Of course
some
she is.
Crazy amount. And
Well,
yeah, somebody's saying that they have XL Lyft and XL Ubers that you can order specifically for that purpose. And she didn't do it. So, I mean, if there's available vehicles for obese people, why didn't she call one of them up? She's like, I never had to do that before. Well,
because it's just kind of like what she said, because she has body dysmorphic disorder. She doesn't believe that she's that big, but she is in fact 500 pounds.
I mean,
yeah. And you have a great point. I think it was, who said that? Johnny said, she's not a full figured person. She's not full figured. There's a difference between being full figured and being 500 pounds.
What is the saying? She's not fat. She's just really easy to see.
Exactly.
That's the other way to say it. She's just exceptionally easy to see.
That's like 5 people, you know?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of people right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You have a very interesting DD today that you wanted to share.
Yeah, you guys. Okay. All right. It's kind of like, it reminds me of when Jill Biden, remember when she talked about bringing back decency to the White House?
Oh,
do you remember?
good times.
Remember how the Democrats were going to bring back decency and goodness and wholesomeness to the White House? Yeah. And then let's just check in on the Democrats and see how that's going. In Dalton, Illinois, this is what's happening in Dalton, Illinois with the mayor there. This is Tiffany Henyard and her boyfriend at a meeting. I think it was yesterday. This is what's happening.
And she's in there. She's like scrapping it up.
He was defending her boyfriend, I believe. He's the mayor. What is happening? These people get elected into office. This is what's happening in Dalton, Illinois. You guys, that's what's...
And incredibly, I believe that that's one of the least offensive things that she's done. She's been absolutely gross. Yeah, complete nightmare.
She was elected.
I don't know why they can't get rid of her. It seems like there's got to be a way that they can.
I don't know how she ever got elected. I just like, what is going on? Anyways, Democrats are going to Democrat.
Yep, that's them and their malarkey.
Yeah.
All right, it is time for some My Pillow Talks, and we're going to start with an animal that I know Steve Puckett thinks you should have, but I too think you need this animal, and actually multiples of this animal. And I think you think that you need this animal, and I don't know what's taking you so long.
What?
Get donkeys.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference the donkey you are.
Look. They're so sweet.
Why do you not have them?
I almost got, remember we almost got them, and then the lady did a take back. Remember?
I do remember that.
We had Booger and Fudge. I had already like invested. Booger and Fudge were their names. We almost had them. And then she was like, there's a take back, which so mean. You don't do a take back when I already like invest my love and my time.
Yeah,
and then,
that was mean.
It was mean. And then
are they alive? Like, are they okay?
Yeah, I think I think she gave them to family instead of us. She just kind of like said, "Oh, I changed my mind." I was like, "Well, that isn't okay," but she did, and so we'll probably eventually get donkeys. We just need to figure out. I know I would love to have donkeys. Somebody, I know you say they're not mean if you raise them from when they're itty bitty, and it depends. Yeah,
Debbie has a donkey, and she says that they hug.
They're so sweet.
Oh my gosh,
they're just so sweet, and they protect other animals too. So yeah.
I love that.
I know.
All right. The next one, this is a very, very, very quick video. So your eyes are going to have a lot to take in a very short period of time. But someone came home or came into a room that was completely destroyed. And there are multiple animals in this room who could be the culprit. Your job is to determine who is the guilty party.
Okay.
Ready? Because it goes by pretty quick.
Oh my God. Who is it?
Who do you think did it?
I think it was the little puppy.
You do?
Yeah.
Because he was on the floor?
He was on the floor. I think it was
That's
the puppy.
probably right.
And the husky's up there going, I did not have a part of any of this. I think it was the puppy.
He was on the refrigerator. So you're like, did he have part of this? And now he's just up there to be like,
hey, people are saying the cat.
People
are thinking that the cats did it.
There were two cats. There was like a kitten and a cat. So I don't know, man. That was a lot
of animals. A lot of stuff happening there.
A lot of chaos. A lot of chaos. This is a family that has a dog door. They have dogs, but unfortunately they have a goat that somehow has figured out how to use it. Here it is.
How do you do that? How do you freaking do that?
Another goats are like, there's just no ways.
It's made for freaking small dogs and you get through it.
He's like, I'm coming inside, man.
That's just,
coming in.
I don't get it. How does he do that? I'm glad you don't do that.
Could be other ones. They're like, how'd you do it? How did you do it? I'm coming in.
They're like, can we learn how to do that, please? I know a lot of people, you included, yesterday you were telling me you need to get a golden retriever. People always tell me the breeds of dogs that I need, right? Because I've gone between, I think I want a German short-haired pointer. And then I got all kinds of people saying you could never, because they're like such spazzes, you need other dogs. Well, I would like to present you with a dog that I will not get. Okay. They're off the list. Greyhounds, although they are very, very cute and very fast. They are off the list, and this video is hilarious.
Greyhound is the shittest dog breed. The dog that could be faster than the speed of sound, but only when it feels like it, which is never. This is the dog that forgot it was a dog. A glorified snooze button on four sticks.
God,
so you've adopted a Greyhound. You thought you were getting a majestic ex-racer, a lithe powerhouse of athleticism. What you got instead was a delicate skeletal heap that lives in a perpetual state of, I'm cold, I'm bored, and I need a jumper. Perfect. Let's talk aesthetics. This dog was designed by someone who wanted a horse but could only draw straight lines. That elongated body, those stilt-like legs, and that perpetually baffled face. Your greyhound looks like it wandered straight out of a Tim Burton film. And then there's the fashion requirement. An endless parade of jumpers, coats, and blankets to keep them from shivering their way into oblivion. Not only do you have a pet, but now you're also responsible for an ever-growing wardrobe that would make a catwalk model weep. You wanted a pet with energy, personality, and a spark for life. What you got was a vaguely dog-shaped scarecrow that alternates between bolting at 50 miles per hour and impersonating a puddle on your sofa. Some people say they're affectionate, but if affection means turning their head in your direction once a day, then sure. The bloody...
They're so cute. That could or Whippet.
Oh
It's
my
like
God,
greyhounds
yeah.
and whippets are basically the same thing.
They're
It's like
basically the
whippets are
same.
small versions of greyhounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't want any of those.
They're so cute though. So
That I
cute.
know. That's off the list.
Okay.
It's definitely going to be a retriever of some kind.
Okay. All right.
We need like calm, lazy, cuddly dogs. That's what we're used to. That's what we need. And
Okay.
it's got to be a 50-pound plus, but maybe not huge, like 50 to 75 pounds in that range. That's the dog I want.
Not like a 200-pound dog like what I have.
Not like a giraffe. No.
Right. Okay. Okay.
I don't think I could handle it. That is all you.
It's a lot of dog. Uh-huh.
Okay, we have some. Well, we did. How come I can't see it? We did have a tip over on locals, and for some reason it's gone and I cannot see it anymore. But we did have from yesterday a couple Venmos. Renee Neju, I thought this was a very valid point from Renee. She said, I joined the Army in the early 70s because I couldn't find a job or afford to go to college. It was for the wrong reasons, but the best decision I ever made. You will find a lot of people who do that and are the best soldiers. Take my money.
Okay.
And I thought,
That's valid.
That's a great point.
Great point. It's a great point, Renee.
And thank you for your service, Renee. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amanda Barnard said the giraffe chiropractic video is what inspired my Aslan to want to be an animal chiropractor. Go look at the dog ones. They will make you laugh for days. Also, when she becomes one, she will invite you all on a session.
I love
so that's
it.
kind of neat. Ella went to a dog chiropractor on a visit. So we did experience that and she liked it. But I don't know that it did enough for her that we went back before she passed away, but we did experience that. And it was a trip to watch that. And then lastly, from Kelly Wiseman, it is Dad Joke Wednesday. And she said, happy Dad Joke Wednesday, jerks. How does Reese eat her ice cream? With her spoon.
I see what you did there.
She says, hope hubby is recovering well. Amy, big hugs to you both.
Thank you, Kelly. He is. Okay. Is it we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mendy Owens. Hey, fellow COTR jerks on the right. I'm looking forward to helping everyone again this year. Balls to the wall. It's tax season again. Hoping Trump reduces our taxes again now that he's back. We do too, Mendy. Oh my gosh. Brian Brumley. Somebody remind Karoline that Uncle Teddy has the only recorded kill in the war on women. It's true, Brian. Chappaquiddick. Don Carrot. Am I doing that? Am I saying that right? Carrot?
Seems right.
Is that right?
Seems right to me.
Happy to watch live from California. My sis and I were at meet and greet in Arizona. Yay. Deb beautifully tie-dyed our Camp Tono tees. Oh, yay. Her birthday is this Sunday. Happy birthday. We love you, chicks.
Happy day.
Happy day. Stephanie Mum. Need prayers. My daughter and I are taking our cat Cheshi to the vet today. Possible brain eye tumor. She was our first family pet, only 5 years old. Super nervous. Prayers all is well. Please pray. Love y'all. Have a great day. Leah Shallak. The extra stupidity. Don't buy our Mexican products because we don't want to make money and we want our businesses to fail.
Right? It's
Yes,
so
Leah.
dumb.
I know. Such morons. Judy Flackney. Funny. They have forgotten Kelly Osbourne getting grief for who is going to clean your toilets. Donald Trump. Now it is okay to judge illegals by job. That's true. Like they do belittle
totally
Hispanics to like the low level jobs. It's really ridiculous. Connie Cannell. Wonder what Mark Cuban thought of Karoline Leavitt. Thank you, ladies, for your thoughts and opinions. It's a great question.
Yeah,
Bradley,
I would be very curious.
Bradley McKay. We buy our eggs for $3.50 a dozen from the same farm we get all of our meats from. We buy everything else from farmers markets. If you buy locally and meet your local farmers, thank you for 15 years of smiles and truth. Thank you, Bradley. I do. I buy some stuff locally too. I try to do that like here and there. Sherry Fox, a startup fund for your trip to DC. Thank you, Sherry. Aaron Powers, Mock's crush on Martha is like my crush on JD Vance. Also, why do ducks have tail feathers? To cover their butt quacks. Happy Dad Joke Wednesday. Take my money. Avatar Ashkenazi, one dank Damas video equals $50 million worth of condoms for Gaza that Biden wanted to send them. Also, she needs more than a lift. Crane, maybe. True. Connie Canal, donkeys have crosses on their backs. Get one, Daisy. Yes, they do. They do have crosses.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm sure there's like some sort of biblical something there. But
they all have them?
I think they all do, don't they? I think all of them do, if I'm not mistaken.
What? I didn't know that.
They have crosses on their backs, and I absolutely love that. At least Booger and Fudge did. Booger and Fudge both had crosses on their backs. I love it. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're so sweet and fuzzy. You're right, you guys. I do need a donkey. I do. They're very, very sweet. Very sweet. They're all over where we live. I mean, they're everywhere around here because they will protect the goats. They'll protect livestock. Like we have some people down the street that have alpacas. They have a donkey. Some people have goats. They have a donkey. I mean, like people around here that have livestock, they have donkeys because, yeah. So.
Well, and I told you when Chad was filling in, he talked to me about all of his exotic animals. And I was asking him specifically, is it hard to have a wallaby? And he said no. And they are legal here in South Carolina. So I have been talking to Mr. Mock about getting a wallaby. Which is, of course, being like, that's crazy. But why? Why is it crazy? I ask you.
Maybe you should get that instead of a dog.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Maisie and a wallaby would get along great.
I think so too. Why not? Get a wallaby.
He just won't. He's so mean.
He is. What a meanie, that Mr. Mock. You guys bring it in.
8:15 Eastern tomorrow and Friday. 8:15 Eastern.
8:15 Eastern, 7:15 Central. We're just going to be 15 minutes late. That's it. For the rest of the week, we're just going to be 15 minutes late. That's it, you guys. Almost on schedule. We will talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.